The scientific method is a process used to help us understand the world around us. And the scientific method follows some few steps. The first thing you want to do is to create a question. Now, a question comes from our observations that we're seeing. Looking at ants and wondering, are ants more active during the day or during the night? Maybe looking at your plants in your front yard, wondering why one plant is growing faster than the other plant, even though they're the same type and were planted at the same time. Or perhaps you're watching commercials. Have you ever seen commercials that claim that they are the strongest or the best? Think of a paper towel commercial, like Brawny. Brawny claiming that they are the strongest paper towel. Is that true? So it starts with a question. What do you want to know? From there, you make a hypothesis. If, then. If, what are you going to do? What are you going to test? Then, what do you think is going to happen? Now, your hypothesis is an educated guess, but again, it's educated. It's based on what you know. So you might say something like, if I test different types of paper towels, then Brawny will be the strongest, because that's what their commercial claim says. From there, you want to create a controlled experiment. Now, there are a lot of factors that can affect your experiment. And so we want to make sure that we are controlling it by only changing one of those factors. In this case, we're looking at the strength of a paper towel. So we'll want to test just the strength of that paper towel. Now, that's called the independent variable. What we measure is the dependent variable. And we're going to be measuring, in this case, how many marbles can that wet paper towel hold. Now, again, the independent variable is what we're going to change. The dependent variable is what we're going to measure. That means all other factors need to be controlled. We need to think about what towels we're going to be using. So we're going to change some paper towels. And it's important to have at least 3 of them. So one of them is going to be that Brawny one. You could use a school paper towel to check it out. Maybe a bathroom paper towel. Think about Viva and Bounty or Costco's Kirkland brand. So testing out different paper towels that you are used to, you're familiar with. From there, we want to make sure that everything is controlled. So that means we want to make sure we have the same size of paper towels. Because notice, paper towels come in different sizes. So you'll want to make sure that you're using the exact same size. You'll want to make sure that you are soaking them with the amount of water that's the same. You'll want to make sure that you're using the same mass weights that you're measuring. So your weights could be marbles, it could be coins, it could be washers, whatever you need, as long as those are the same. So you're doing the same thing with each paper towel. You'll also want to put the weights on the paper towel the same way. It's important that, let's say you're using pennies, that in one test you're not going around the outside and then heading towards a circle, and then in another test you're starting in the circle and just piling on top of each other, right? You'll want to make sure that you're doing the test the same way. That's what a controlled experiment is. You'll also want to make sure that you do at least 3 trials of every paper towel, because there's sometimes human error does occur. And by doing at least 3 trials, you can get an average, which gives you a good indicator of what you actually are seeing. So you have a controlled experiment. So for this controlled experiment, one way to make sure that your paper towels are all the same no matter what is to line them up and then cut them together. So now I have 3 paper towels all cut the same size. And what I'm going to do is, for this experiment, I'm going to put the paper towels over a beaker and I'm going to hold them in place with a rubber band. Now again, it's important that you are holding them in place the same way and making sure that the rubber band is very tight. So you'll want to make sure they're all the same way. So notice this one here, it's all very tight here, and the rubber band goes all the way around. You'll then want to make sure that you use the same amount of water for each one. In this case, I'm using 200 milliliters. And I'm pouring it in the direct center of the paper towel. So by using 200 milliliters, I'm making sure that that paper towel is really soaked. And a lot of it actually comes out of the paper towel, so you'll want to make sure that you have some type of container to hold that extra excess. Then you're going to wait about 30 seconds to really let that water soak into the top part of that paper towel. and then it's time to start putting the marbles on. And that takes us to our next step, which is data collection. You'll want to actually record your information that you're doing, how many marbles the paper towel is actually able to hold. So in this case, I'm going to be starting with the marbles in the very center and just making my way around. So with this one, it only holds about 20 marbles and then they start falling off. So you could always use something else like pennies. Pennies will stack later, or washers. And so I'm going to actually take it off the 20 marbles to see if there's any tears that happened. And 20 then will be my go-to. So with this one, there's no tears. So I'd write down 20 marbles, no tears. And then if I get all of them the same way, you could use a different type of weight. Or start with a heavier weight and then put marbles on. So the idea is to test out the stuff and record your data. Now, once you've done all your testing, you've done all your data, the next step is to analyze that data. You want to look for patterns. Which one had the most amount or held the most amount of weight when it was wet? So you want to look at the averages. You never look at the trials because, again, mistakes can happen. You look at just the averages of all your paper towels to see which one, on average, held the most weights that you're using when it was wet. From there, you then draw your conclusion. Now, your conclusion is going to state whether or not the evidence, your data, supported your hypothesis. You see, a hypothesis is never right or wrong because it's what you think was going to happen at the beginning. It's your educated guess. And a guess cannot be right or wrong. It can either be supported or not supported. So for your conclusion, you will start your claim with restating the hypothesis and saying if it was supported or not supported based on your data. You will then give your evidence of why it was supported or why it was not supported, talking about what the paper towel, Brawny's paper towel in this case, what it was able to hold, how many of the marbles or weights it was able to hold when wet compared to the other paper towels. And again, you'll put the average numbers in this case. And then your reasoning. Why do you think it is? What do you notice about those paper towels compared to like the school paper towel? What do you notice about the school paper towel to maybe like a bathroom towel, to a Brawny towel or the Viva towel? What do you notice about how it feels, how it's made? What do you notice from everyday use? So that would be your reasoning, what you notice. And that's the scientific method. Oh, and the last part, of course, is you need to then share it with the world. That's why we do lab reports. We do lab reports to record our information, but then to share it out, to let others see what we saw, to see if they got the same thing. Now, we're not checking, did they get the exact same numbers we got? We're checking, did they get the same conclusion? Did they draw the same conclusion? So if you're doing this in a classroom where every single group is doing the testing of the strength of the paper towel, every single group might have different numbers for the amount of weight a paper towel can hold, but they should all be drawing the same conclusion about which paper towel is the best. So that's the scientific method.